James, what you doing? Hey, James, what advice do you have for women who want to get married?
Marry themselves first.
Marry themselves first?
Yep. The question you should always ask yourself, if I can't live with myself, how can I expect someone else to live with me?
I can live with myself. What about men?
You can't be have to be a middle-aged to probably older guy,
You gotta be middle-aged and old?
to older,
Older?
between 35, probably almost 40 now, between 40 and 50, somewhere in there,
Why?
40 and above. Because people are so now that people are so promiscuous that a lot of times people, they olden days people tend to be monogamous.
Now they
These
don't.
days it's all over the board.
If you ain't ready, don't do it. There you go.
I wanna, I wanna, I wanna comment on James. We'll call him James 7, right? He's supposedly the husband of Shira 7, and he's a much older man. He's a much older man and whatnot, and very forgiving, honestly, whatnot. You don't see her with that same energy while he's there, you know. And he's really dismissive of it, but he's a much older man than she is, which explains her behavior, you know, because she's been preaching all this nonsense for a minute and shit. And, when you look at it, if you listen to her rhetoric and take it at, at her word and whatnot, she should be trying to. Well, she says she would go after an older man and shit. We know that mostly women like her that say that are going because they're sexually lazy. They don't want to do shit. They want to dominate the house. And the only way these women, these harpies, these Cassandras, females can do that, it's when the man is in a state of decline. Every time you look at feminist rhetoric or them interacting with men and shit, they usually attack when they perceive the man to be weak. They only come out of their bag. They don't come at really at any men in their prime, other than doing emotional damage and trying to get into a situation and just muck it up, and drag you down the ladder, and she was like she's a perfect example, and we've seen a bunch of videos where you have women that work in the nursing home industry, talking about how black men die alone and they don't have anyone visiting them. And I'm like, well, why are you there? Like, why are you there watching these men die, Why are you there? It's a lot of just, it's pathetic and shit. And it reaffirms one of the reasons I make my content and shit, okay? Because, I'm an elder statesman of this here supposed ethnic community and shit, and I won't tolerate a female like that in my presence. Okay? I won't tolerate any of that bullshit. You shouldn't either. The whole point of me making, save yourself black man type comment is because I really want you brothers to get to that mind space where you truly don't give a fuck. Okay? And when you don't give a fuck, you're going to get a more honest reaction out of people that you encounter, regardless of their gender. Okay? But yeah, I'm looking at this shit. I'm just looking at James. He's hobbling along. He's all tired. She don't take care of him or nothing. He seems to be dressed up okay in this video, but most of the times I see pictures of him. I heard him interacting where he looks super tired and kind of disheveled and everything, And I wish his family would like kidnap him and shit and just take him somewhere where she can't get, men in his family obviously would like come and get him and take him away from her. Leave her by herself. James 7, her husband, is her shield. Okay, that is her shield to fling shit. To be a turd flinging monkey. As long as she has a husband, then we can't say you died alone with cats and plants and everything. When he's a walking piece of furniture and shit. He's symbolic. Okay? I don't feel like they're really married and shit. You know, legally speaking, yeah, they probably married and shit, but like she looks insufferable. I can't imagine dealing with that shit. You know, when you get to an old age, you still want to, you know, have a physical companion and shit. Sometimes we put up with a lot. And, you know, for black men, we've been socially engineered to put up with like a hellacious amount of codependence, toxic codependency and shit. Okay, well we're just there, you know, in the house. We're just there. No one gives a shit, you know. No one cares, you know. They don't care about that motherfucker as much as they care about the female and shit, because we have a matriarchal construct and shit. These women sit up here and they gaslight us day in and day out, and they pass the book to the next female, you know. They pass the book just, you know, like those American Pie movies when they had the book that, you know, all the virgins read that was left behind, the book that told them how to be with women and shit. It's the same thing with black women and shit. They had this book of, you know, how to be a perfect asshole, you know, and chase the motherfucker into an early grave and shit, and just nag the fuck out of him until he gave up all his shit, till he coughed up all his shit, you know, where he did something fucked up and put himself in a legal situation where he can steal all this stuff away, you know, make sure there is no generational wealth, that you'll spend it all, because, you know, they're the biggest consumers and shit, you know, in the country. All right? Yeah, I feel bad when I see James 7 and shit, but I laugh at the same time, because he's just a symbolic, he's a prop for her shitty, retarded, scamming rhetoric. And it wouldn't matter if he was there or not and shit. I don't think she gives a fuck about him. She don't take care of him. He doesn't look like he's taking care of him. She always see him just kind of, you know, puttering around doing things and shit. So I saw somebody comment that he was always seen cleaning the house while she was running her mouth and walking around with a selfie stick, when she should be taking care of him. All right, she should be at least, you know, like, you don't see her taking care of herself. She's like fat as fuck, and, you know, she got like the double chin, and, you know, people call her Bowser, and I think that's an adequate assessment of her visually. And, you know, I hope James got some gamma radiated Viagra. He'd be knocking her down and shit when she invariably does her starfish sex, face up, face down, hopefully face down. Although we don't know what's going on in the back and shit, it could be messed up. The hole could be visible from the back. I just hate it that this is like, you know, for older black men, you're gonna have like some kind of shitty sugar baby situation. A lot of brothers end up in that situation when they got some young bust down, like a sloppy, fucked up piece of shit, like a Miss Sanders, you know, a living turd, and her progeny, you know, her illegitimate progeny, sucking the life out of you and shit. Literally, you know, I feel bad, you know. I used to always say, you know, living in a shy was the home of niggas walking around with their hands in their back pocket and nothing changed. You know, these women ain't gonna fucking change, man. And you have to get to a mind space where you really don't give a fuck about whatever they got going on over there. Okay? They just want to keep everything the same and shit. They want to keep putting oil on the same dusty, busted machine that's been eating up our people and destroying our community and shit. There's no community left. It's just little flecks of energy, you know, here and there, but it's by and large dead. And a lot of it was murdered by these women. No, she was 7. She's not responsible whatsoever. She was out to get the bag, and, you know, eventually I feel like she'll fall off, or she'll get busted for something. You know, she'll come in contact with the law for something. You know, just the way I think of. Maybe people just get tired of it. I'm tired of it already. She's like a parody to me, but, you know, I mean, fuck, you know, I got the platform and shit, right? And it's all about, you know, it's uplifting black men, you know, as much as I can. All right? I don't just make videos just to hear myself talk and shit. I really care about, you know, our brothers, our kings, that we can get to some place in our life in the future, and these, you know, what comes after us has a fighting chance that they understand what's going on, you know. And it's really like you have no friends and whatnot, especially not even in your own bed. if you allow them in. They have no power over you but what you give them. Okay, you can look at James 7 here. Okay, look at James 7. Let this woman run roughshod. She should have been doing a walk of shame after the first time he got some of that ass, man. She don't seem nurturing or anything. All she's just running around, walking around, listening to herself talk, and she's living with her head in the clouds and social media, and none of that shit is real. But he's real, and she won't hesitate to. If we can just hope, we can hope that she puts him in some kind of decent old folks home in a couple of years. And, leaves them alone, maybe. I don't know if they have any children or anything like that, and you don't see her talking about any kids. All she talks about is money, I'm getting money, blah, blah, blah. And she's not living any of that life. I would not give her no money. She would be put in a mix if I ever, I'm an older gentleman, I'm older than this bitch. If she was trying that shit with me, she would be put in a mix. She wouldn't know she was coming or going. Shit, especially the mindset I have right now. I'd probably troll her, just listen to her talk shit, and then she'll get put in a mix. She'll be put with a football helmet on, bumping her headboard if she got something I want. I'm a partialist to shit. I don't see nothing there. She has some big ass ankle looking wrists. Her wrist as thick as my fucking ankles. I can't fuck with, bro. Like a fucking Muppet or something. Definitely looks like Bowser from the Mario video games. I don't know what else to say. Free James. I'd like to see James get the fuck out. Let's see James with another bitch, okay, who looks better than this one. Like somebody to take care of themselves. At least get a Spanish chick or something. Be taking care of themselves. I'm saying that, you see a Spanish, and hey, a lot of shit we see, it goes on in other communities. So don't get it twisted, okay? I see a lot of Reform 304s in the Latin community. Being a pick-me and getting a guy, pick-me as they say, and getting a guy, and they take care of that motherfucker, clean his pipes and clean up the house and all this shit, because they know, like in that community, they got a strong nuclear family structure and shit. And when you have like women doing crazy shit like rebels or whatever, they get to a point, right before like around 25, 27, a lot of these, like some Latin 304s, they be like, fuck that shit, I better get back in the family here. And they get a simp, and they be taking care of that motherfucker and shit. He might be a stepdaddy, but like the chick is paying her due physically and otherwise, and don't fuck with them. Telling you. I've seen some of these reformed, Latina 304s bringing plates of food to work for the simp, and just take care of them, and picking them up from work and shit, and taking their car, getting their car washed, and clothes and shit. You don't see no sister doing no shit like that. Especially bust down 304, who's busy in the business of destroying every generation that comes after, either by having a kid or, putting poison into the minds of younger women, getting them all fucked up. And that's academically, interpersonally, and otherwise, okay? It's just sad, like what happened to our community and shit. You got Shira 7 sitting on top of this shit. I don't blame her for that shit. She's just a small cog in a big, dusty, machine that's just breaking down. You can't fix it. That's why people, guys want to just say, hey, fuck it, man, I'll go somewhere else. We're using a black female mantra, Don't stay where you're tolerated, go where you want it, I don't even know if I said that right. I don't think it matters. But, I like to see James. I like the James to be free. Okay, free James 7 from Shira 7. Okay, she's just using him for a human shield. Take him away, and let's see how much validity her word has. And unfortunately, we know that it does have a lot of validity, because black women are the biggest dupes on the planet.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the black patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.